therapy, letters, etc. Narrating the hardships, heroic escapes, death struggles, the slaves and the efforts of freedom, as recorded by themselves and others, or witnessed by the all. Together with sketches of the largest stockholders and most liberal aiders and advisors of the road. By William Still. Write it down, write it, write.
Wow, what a wonderful way to start a news conference. Thank you all so much. You are gifted. Let's also give a hand to Dr. Michael Priestley. Where did you go, Michael?
He's already gone.
Oh, he's already had to leave for class with the UK Opera Theatre. He will be starring in the upcoming production of Sanctuary Road, and we thank Dr. Priestley. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Over the past 15 months, the 250 Lex Commission, co-chaired by Eunice Beatty and Kip Cornett, has been working hard to bring 12 full months of events and programs to life for our anniversary. We've started the year off strong with a successful New Year's Eve party, basketball week, and health and wellness activities. Now it's Black History Month, and we're here today to talk about a great 250 Lex partner event with the University of Kentucky Opera Theatre. On March 7th, 8th, and 9th, right here at the Lexington Opera House, UK Opera Theatre will present Sanctuary Road, a one-act English language opera that tells the stories of enslaved individuals seeking freedom through the Underground Railroad. We are so honored today to be joined by historian Yvonne Giles, who has done so much to advance the knowledge we have of African American history here in Lexington. She is joined by our city's Historic Preservation Officer, Betty Kerr. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Well, we just got a taste of the music from Dr. Priestley, and we will hear a little bit more at the end of this news conference. The story of Sanctuary Road brings to life the writings of William Still, the father of the Underground Railroad. One of his documented stories is of Peter Still, William's brother, who was sold into slavery here in Lexington. First, I want us to hear from Eunice Beatty, who has been leading in this effort and work of 250 Lex. Eunice, the podium is yours. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Gordon. That rendition was absolutely awesome, guys. Thank you. 250 Lex is proud to be a supporting sponsor of Sanctuary Road. A 250 Lex community grant recipient is Sanctuary Road. With music and song, Sanctuary Road tells a powerful story of the historic searches and struggles for freedom of Black people. As Lexington acknowledges 250 years, Sanctuary Road helps us tie together our own history, our own education, and with the arts. A special thank you to Dr. Everett McCorvey and Dr. Michael Priestley for their numerous contributions in Lexington, and we all look forward to March 7th through the 9th when we all get to see and is presented to Lexington Sanctuary Road.
Thank you very much, Eunice. And I cannot thank you enough for your leadership, for the 250 Lex Commission. You're awesome. A descendant of William Still is with us today. My good friend and UK women's basketball star, Valerie Still. Valerie, I cannot thank you enough for sharing your family's story with us. Now, the podium is all yours, and I'll raise the microphone.
Yes. First, I thought I was just going to be here to celebrate my best buddy when I come to Lexington. We usually crash the basketball practices or catch a game. Instead, we're here for this most auspicious moment. I can't even put into words what this means to me. First of all, I'd like to recognize all my Kentucky brothers and sisters that are battling these weathers, whether it's the floods or this crazy storm, snow. I'm coming in from New Jersey yesterday, and I look out the window, and it's like, what is that? You know, all this white, cold weather. But really want to recognize all those who are really suffering with this weather, with the floods, first of all. And just want to express my thank you to one of my favorite mayor, Mayor Gordon. As I said, when I come into town, we're usually celebrating, you know, something basketball-wise. This year we'll do March Madness, a new tradition with this opera. Dr. McCorvey invited me once he knew it was going to be here. I am more than honored. It's not my story. They're not my ancestors. William Still. It's a Lexington. The Sanctuary Road now is a Lexington story. And it teaches us that each one of us has the opportunity to do the right thing at the right time. And that's what William Still was all about. My ancestors were all about connecting. The Underground Railroad is all about connections. It's about family. And family is just connection. I'm a family member of Kentucky, of Lexington. And so, you know, it's really difficult to talk about slavery or, you know, that history. Most people want to avoid it or put it to the side. But it gives us the opportunity to really show what we are made of, what Americans are made of. And all we are pure, positive, powerful, unlimited energy. If we can just see each other that way, and that's how William Still, the self-liberators, they were not slaves. They might have been enslaved, but they were never slaves. It's all here. And so this gives Lexington the spotlight now. We get a chance to shine on what we do and how we can educate people. Today I want to recognize also Ashley Runyon of the University Press of Kentucky. They are publishing my book on the Still family, the Underground Railroad, William Still. It was so apropos, this song, you know, write it down, write it. That's what we're all about, telling our own story. And each one of us should do that. So sorry about rambling. I am normally a basketball player. If you put me on the foul line, I'm a little more comfortable there. But hopefully this brings in a lot of people mixing athletics, academics, and the arts. If it wasn't March Madness, I'd have this place packed with the basketball people. But instead, I'll have, of course, my favorite mayor, Gordon, Governor Beshear, I believe, and First Lady Beshear will be coming in, along with a lot of my other friends. Don't get mad at us if we get a little rowdy, because we don't do, well, I do operas. So. But anyway, thank you all, and hope to see you on March 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Thank you so much, Valerie. You know, none of this could happen without our favorite, Dr. Everett McCorvey. He has transformed the University of Kentucky Opera program into one of the nation's finest and best programs. He is also the founder of the American Spiritual Ensemble, and we have him right here in Lexington. Having joined the University of Kentucky in 1991 and leading the opera program since 1997, Dr. McCorvey's commitment to his students and his never-ending energy and enthusiasm have done so much for the opera program, the university, Lexington, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky and beyond. I want to welcome Dr. McCorvey to the podium to talk to us just a little bit about UK's production of Sanctuary Road, and then we're going to hear again a little bit more of the music from Sanctuary Road. Dr. McCorvey. Needs to go up a little more.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here and so honored to be here and so excited about this project. This has been something that's been several years in the making, and I'm so excited that it's happening here during Lexington 250, during the celebration. Sanctuary Road is an opera that started off as an oratorio. You think of things like the Messiah at Christmas, that's an oratorio, or the Mozart Requiem is an oratorio. Sanctuary Road was an oratorio, and it premiered in 2017 in New York City. The composer is a man by the name of Paul Moravec, and the librettist is Mark Campbell. They are both Pulitzer Prize winning composer and librettist. And it was premiered in 2020 with the Oratorio Society of New York. And so they thought it was going to be an oratorio, but it was so powerful when it was introduced that opera companies wanted to also present it as an opera. So in 2022, the first operatic performance of Sanctuary Road happened, and that was with North Carolina Opera. And then after that, I was invited to join the team to help turn it into an opera. And so the second operatic performance of this was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it was conducted by me, and I was the music director there. And then in 2024, Virginia Opera took it on as an opera, and we performed it in Norfolk and Richmond and Fairfax, Virginia, all places where the Underground Railroad had been and had been influenced. And so, of course, the first time I was introduced to it, I knew that I wanted to bring it to Lexington, and that was in 2017. So, you know, like any big projects, it takes a while to get there. And so I'm so excited that our students are able to experience this opera and learn the story. When you think of so many things about this opera that happened right here in Lexington, Kentucky. Of course, we know about Harriet Tubman and the work that she did in the Underground Railroad, and William Still is called the father of the Underground Railroad. What he did was he chronicled the stories of over 800 formerly enslaved persons. And as he was chronicling their story, he interviewed a man, and the man, as he told his story, had the same father, the same mother, lived in the same place. And he realized during this interview that this man that he was interviewing was his brother, Peter Still, whom he had not seen in 42 years. And so they say that's the most powerful part of the opera, where they say, when William Still says to Peter, Peter, you and me, we're brothers. And so Peter, along with his brother Levin Jr., had been sold here at Cheapside into slavery. And then Levin was then sold again to a slave owner in Alabama. And Levin died after a whipping when he was trying to get to see his wife. But Peter was able to live and to be free and meet William, and they met their mother. It's a very poignant story. The opera is only 1 hour, and so we are planning to present the opera, and then we're going to present after the opera a talk back on stage, and we're very excited about that. We'll have Valerie Still here, we'll have the composer, the librettist will also be here. It's going to be a pretty big event. I want to introduce the singers that you heard today. Of course, Michael Priestley, who led the first number, he had a 12:30 class, so he's back at his class. Also, the soprano is Mariah Graves. You can stand up and say hello. The next is Audriana Hughes, Elijah Garrett, and Nathaniel Thompson. And of course, my collaborator and great friend, and I don't do anything without him, Tedrin Blair Lindsay is on the piano. And leading the stage direction is Dennis Whitehead Darling, and the associate stage director is Peggy Stamps, who I think is where, there she is back there in the audience. I have to also thank the Lexington 250 Committee for a grant to help us to produce this. I also want to thank UK Women in Philanthropy for helping us, the UK Community Relations Department for helping us to put on this opera. It's a big event, and I think it's going to be fully staged with costumes, sets, orchestra. It's going to have the whole works. And so I think it's something that Lexington will be very interested in hearing. And I think the thing that is going to be so amazing about the opera is that it tells the story not only of enslaved people, but it also tells the story of the people who helped them, the community around them that helped them. This is not just a black thing. There were whites, there were Jews, there were so many people who came to the aid of the Underground Railroad to help people to be free. And thanks to Yvonne Giles, who happens to be here with us, we would not be anywhere in Lexington in terms of history if it wasn't for Yvonne Giles. So thank you so much for all that you've done to elevate the history of Lexington, Kentucky. And so she has been a primary resource for us to get information. I also want to thank and send greetings on behalf of Susan Lamb, of the Fayette County Clerk, and Shay Brown of the Fayette County Deputy Clerk and co-director of the Digital Access Project with Dr. Vanessa Holden. They have unearthed the papers where Peter was sold. And so we are going to actually share those. And thanks to Yvonne Giles and Shay Brown and that whole office, we're going to have posters up of different points of history about William Still. Also, thanks to Valerie, she's bringing some of her family memorabilia to also have as that. So it's going to really, I think we will learn a lot about the works and what William Still did in his writing. And if you haven't had a chance to read the book, The Underground Railroad Records by William Still, it's a wonderful book to also be able to read and learn more about this. I really thank Valerie Still for her enthusiasm for doing this. And now you can add the Opera House to your travels with the mayor. The mayor comes to all of our shows, and so she's a regular at UK Opera Theater Productions, and so now you can bring her to the shows. So we're excited about that. We're going to do one more piece from from the opera. The first piece was an introduction where we talked about writing it down, where William Still stressed the importance of writing these things down. This next piece that we're going to do is a piece called Quietly, and I want you to envision enslaved people working in a plantation, and they are planning to break away to freedom. And they are planning this in a clandestine manner where they meet and they talk about what's going to happen when they are free. So I hope you enjoy this. And Mayor, I'll let you close us out while I get in position for the next performance.
Thank you so much, Dr. McCorvey. And, we are thrilled that the quartet is with us. Tedrin, it's always good to be with you. And there's a lot to honor in our past. And this is one way we are honoring a dark part of our past and bringing it to light for as many as will see it. So thank you very much. We are thrilled by all of this, and I'll turn it back over to you, Dr. McCorvey. Thank you all.
Spoken in a whisper. quod